I want to smuggle a truck onto a plane, but can you? Yes, you can. So imagine this, it's 2024 in San Francisco. OpenSauce, the VidCon Science Fair fusion invented by William Osmond, is about to start. And I'm exhibiting.
I can tell you 100% truthfully, what my business associate here has come up with is going to write everything that Jesus Christ himself was not able to. So take it away, Keith.
I've got 80 pounds of Pelican case and 100 pounds of toilet. And lugging them around for setup and teardown was absolutely exhausting. And since I hate exercise, we really have to do something about this for next year. Clearly, that kind of truck is just way too large, it's way too heavy, it's never getting on a plane. So we have to think of something else. But what really counts as a truck? Well, our good friend the Merriam-Webster defines it as a wheeled vehicle used for moving heavy articles. That's pretty generous. While this hand truck might technically count, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. See, it's not powered, and I'm lazy. Ideally, it's gonna have to be somewhere between the two. That way it has some of the functionality that like a real truck has, but at the same time, it's kind of similar to a hand truck where it's small enough that we can easily transport it. But if we actually wanna bring it on the plane, there are a couple criteria that we do have to meet. The first one being that it has to fit inside of my carry-on. The second consideration we have to make is the weight, because if it's over 50 pounds, Delta's gonna make me pay $300 for an overweight fee. And the last one is that we have to be careful about batteries, because planes will only let you bring a battery if it's less than 100 watt hours. Before we can even start designing anything, we have to know how big our parts can be. And in order for us to know that, we have to pick out a container. The one that I have picked out is the Pelican 1535. It's advertised as being carry-on sized for every major airline, which should work perfectly for us. Now, this video is sponsored by Send Cut Send. They didn't ask me to say anything, but I really like their services. I've used them for years. So if you need laser cut or CNC'd metal or anything else, try them out. Now that that's taken care of, we know our size constraints, so I can actually start designing something. And my design software of choice is Onshape because it is free and it runs in a browser, so I can use it on Linux. Since we want this design to be as strong as we can reasonably make it, I ended up using this like tab and slot construction, which gets a lot of strength from the geometry. Using this little piece of aluminum as an example, when it's loaded, we can bend it fairly easily because it's just one skin. But if we had two skins and then little ribs connecting them, what ends up happening is that instead of putting a lot of force like this, it gains a lot of strength and tension. And no matter how hard I pull this, there's no way I can make it move because it has so much tensile strength. And that's what the magic of this design really does. It utilizes the strength that this material has in both tension and also compression. Like I couldn't compress this either. Ow. This design is made primarily from laser cut aluminum, and while there are some 3D printed parts, they're really mostly for help with assembly by keeping all the plates in line. I have put off opening this box for a really long time. I'm scared that what's in it isn't gonna fit together right, but I went ahead and ordered these same parts out of this cardstock-ish material and did a little test fit, and everything fit together nicely. It all fits in the Pelican case. So hopefully that means this is gonna work. Free candy, and we get plates of aluminum. I think we need to try 4 at least. This one seems like it might be a little bit off. That would be unfortunate. I think it is. It's lined up here, it's lined up there, it's lined up there. For some reason, that one's not lined up. I really like Send Cut Send. I fixed the part, sent it to them, and then they started manufacturing it the same day. And I think they probably shipped it the same day too, because 3 days later, I got this, which should be the working, hopefully, parts that we need. And I actually ordered these parts with my own money, so I don't think it was rushed for, you know, the video or whatever. Not that this video has been a rush. So we just did 2 long for the trial, but there should be 1 more, and I believe that these middle ones are meant to stick out like 1 slot further, which is fine. I'm just doing this for testing. I can stand on it, jump on it. I think I am pretty happy with that. So this is the Pelican case that I brought to Open Sauce, something like 80 pounds. The platform is holding it just fine. The only thing that looks a little wonky is right here because none of these bolts are in. And honestly, I imagine most people's boxes will be under 50 pounds, so I think it'll work pretty well. I found these aluminum standoffs instead of the steel ones because aluminum's a lot lighter, and you can see that they're kind of rounded in the middle, which means that they're using less material, so they should be even lighter. And I'm chasing every gram that I can find on this thing. And with the base of the vehicle taken care of, we can move on to our wheelie bits. I got these motors from another YouTuber that goes by Daps, and you might recognize them because they are salvage from one of those old hoverboards, which is really nice for us for a lot of different reasons, actually. It is both a motor and a wheel, so that saves us a lot of space. And it comes with an ESC that can drive 2 of these. I designed the steering so it was kind of like a normal vehicle. Most cars use a steering system that would be kind of similar to this, which is just a little rack and pinion. But the problem with a setup like this is that it actually would require another motor, a different voltage for the power, and it would make the Pelican way heavier. I thought about it, and honestly, I think something simple like a caster might be the best option because this will let it turn basically in place. Kind of like this, which is really nice for a tight venue space. And I don't really need to think about steering at all. I can just use a tank steering system, so each wheel will rotate at a different speed, and that will determine how you're steering. And after getting everything modeled, you can see this is sort of what we came up with. And this is what it all looks like packed up. You can see it all just fits. And I did model the weight of every part, and we are just barely hitting our goal. The electronics are pretty simple. The whole setup is really only like 3 parts. This guy, which is the transmitter, sends a signal wirelessly over to this guy, this tiny little thing, which is our receiver. And then the receiver takes that signal and converts it to a PWM signal, which is something that the hoverboard ESC can consume. And you can kind of see what happens when I move the stick in one direction versus the other direction, is that signal becomes longer or shorter. And that tells the motors how to spin. I was testing the utility cart, and it might be a little bit difficult to see, but I burned some holes in my carpet. So here's the thing about these transmitters. They're primarily made for drones. So all the default behaviors are also made for drones. So what do you think you want this to do when it disconnects from the drone? That's right, full throttle. And that's because no one wants their drone falling out of the sky just because their battery died. What that translates to for my project is, well, it's just very twitchy. So you might have noticed, but we haven't really talked about how we're gonna power the thing yet. And we're running out of our usable weight limit. But I think what we're gonna do is cheat a little bit. See, there's a store that you can find all over the US that has exactly what we need. They sell tools and therefore tool batteries. And you can find these everywhere. And that's right, it's Harbor Freight, baby! Please sponsor. So the plan is to fly in, go to our local Harbor Freight, pick up some Hercules tool batteries, use them for the weekend, and then definitely not return them after because that would be unethical. So I didn't really get to take this thing out on its like maiden voyage or whatever, but we did at least make sure that the remote actually produces PWM signals when I give it input. But it is basically time to go. I have no time left. We got to pack this thing up and then get to the event. So hopefully the maiden voyage at the event goes well. Our weight budget is just a little bit tight. We made it through TSA. They did stop and check the luggage, but at the end of the day, we made it through. I didn't have to check the bag. Big win.
How does it feel to have landed?
I'm tired.
Fabulous.
We got batteries. This is a battery. It looks like a battery. You just plug in your power cord so it works.
It's a little cozy in here.
I hate. How does it feel to be back inside a car?
It feels like I am my project. Just stuffed all in there.
Ours the Pelican.
Gee, I didn't have contact.
You're the pile of stuff.
The real pile of stuff was all the friends who made along the way.
All right, we got Eric helping me assemble this thing. I'm calling it good. I think I'm just gonna practice. I do not know how to drive this with the tank steering.
It's on the back side of it.
Can you adjust it? I'm so happy with this. This is so good. Jesus Christ. Oh God, it's so twitchy. I gotta figure out how to drive this thing.
If somebody wants to steal a 16-year-old laptop, they can have it. If anyone wants jam fired at their skull, we have that. We can do that here at this booth.
I'm taking the 16-year-old laptop. Can I get a chalupa supreme?
No, this is tough. Yeah, I like this.
Thank you.
Welcome to MTV Cribs. We got Chrome Boy. We got Back Hall Studios.
We got Larry the Lobster.
Okay, bye.
We were trying to make this easier to use because like the way it works right now is each wheel is bound to one of these sticks. So steering is like really hard. You have to like precisely push both of these the same distance to make it go straight. It was really hard. And in the process of doing that, this does not work anymore. So we're gonna fix that tonight. But it's okay, because I know a guy who knows a lot about drones, and he said he could fix it.
I might have to get my laptop out too and remember how to do this watching a YouTube video.
And he did manage to fix it, which meant that we got to go back to helping people load in. Ankle breaker, ready to break some ankles. Plop it right. All right. Honestly, I'm incredibly happy. I don't know that the event could have gone better, save for, I'm sure you noticed some of the footage isn't perfect, but I'm very happy. The utility cart was a huge hit. All of the exhibitors that got a chance to use it were super happy that we helped them. And we got to deliver everything from like battle bots. I have a battle bot delivery.
Okay.
Delivery complete. 2 giant Legos printed from someone to replace it. We go real slow with this one. Don't want to vibrate all the Lego pieces out.
Oh yeah,
A TV.
we put the monitors.
I guess, oh, that's fine. I am gonna go a little slow so nothing like pops off. Okay. People were just super happy to get the help. Problem. Yeah. Wow. Delivery service Keith complete.
Good. Are you with the Robot Combat folks?
No.
Okay.
Nope, I'm just a guy.
It's always a good sign when your utility cart is mistaken for a combat robot.
We did call it the ankle breaker.
It did break my ankle.
And I know it really might not seem like it's that crazy that it packs up into the Pelican case from the camera's perspective, but just talking to all the people who were attending, tons of people were just in disbelief about it. But here's the thing, it wasn't just useful as like a utility vehicle. Heck, I took it to Taco Bell. The Pelican case made a perfect seat, and tons of people at the event were super interested in riding on it. We got Engine Easy taking the ankle breaker out.
Oh my. Oh my, it is twitchy. Oh yeah. It turns harder than you expect. That's fun.
Yeah, DAPS?
Yeah.
So this whole thing fits in the Pelican case.
Really?
And this was my carry-on luggage.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I am and I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, I know this is supposed to be a seat, but it might be a porta potty now. Whoa. Oh, geez.
I can't believe it. Look at this. It looks great.
I used it to help deliver some waters to the Tello guys.
That's awesome. And those are the wheels that DAP's got, like
Yeah.
group by.
Yep.
Dude, so
All fits in that Pelican case.
Wait, could you do it as a carry-on too?
It was my carry-on.
That's so good. Can you sit on it while you drive?
I can sit on it.
How to sit on it?
Yeah.
No, it's not a Pelican. What is
Well,
this?
I'll truck.
Here, take your piss bottle.
You want my piss?
Why did you mix it like this? I mean, it could be worse. At least it's in the mostly right track.
The motor mounts on the back are just a little sketchy.
Let's see, how sketchy?
No, that's fine. You're gonna get deformation everywhere. It's fine. Oh yeah, it's a little wiggly.
Full vehicle luggage roller fits into your luggage.
Yeah. Backwards will make it go that way. I feel like it works so much better than I like anticipated it. So I think we need to find someone who can reprint one of these motor mounts. In the meantime, we can still drive it around, but I'd really like to have a spare since it's fucked. If you made it this far into the video, I think it's probably safe to assume you liked it, so maybe consider actually liking it and subscribe. I know this part is kind of annoying, but it really does help keep people like me motivated. Okay, so there were two major problems at the event, both of them completely my fault, but the first one was these motor mounts. All right, so as you can see, this motor mount is cooked. It took a little bit of a beating and now it's mega crooked. I made them in one piece because I was stubborn and I didn't want to have to assemble them at the event, and it was a bad decision. So I ended up redesigning them at the event to be a two-piece design and had someone print them while we were there. Thank you so much.
Jesus Christ! Oh no, that's for EMI reasons.
Somebody touch my spaghetti. And these worked fantastically. The second problem was that I crashed it and I destroyed one of the battery mounts. And unfortunately, I didn't get this on film, but I actually crashed it because I turned off the controller, and this is how we discovered this problem. So I turned off the controller, and then it just went ballistic and slammed into the wall. You guys don't have 3D printers, do you? Should have them do it. Make one out of metal. I obliterated one of the battery mounts, and it's kind of like, if I hit a bump too hard, it like comes out. Is there any way I could get someone to print me a new battery mount? It's non-structural, so you can print it in anything. That should probably be good for now, right? We're helping Nile Red.
Powered by DeWalt battery?
Hercules, Harbor Freight. The part that's weird about it, when you go forward and like are turning, you then have to like turn back to go straight again. That's the only part that makes it difficult to drive.
Awesome, I love it.
Thanks.
This is like moving material around?
I literally designed it for the event. It was my carry-on luggage. So the people from Send Cut Send are actually really funny. One of the reps came and found me during the event, and they gave me these little rubber feet. And they asked me, if my robot had feet, where would they be? And I said that they would be pedals, and you have to play footsie with it to drive. But I'm curious, what are your ideas? If you have a better spot for these feet, for my robot, leave it in the comments.
Please go.
I got to ride this crazy mobility scooter that Kevin made. It had some insane drone motor. And overall, honestly, Open Sauce was just an amazing time. I got to see tons of friends that I've never met before. I got to experience death via Titanic door, and it was just a fantastic time. Eric and I have to walk to our dinner reservation place, and it's like 20 minutes away. RIP my legs.
You've been sitting all day.
Not yesterday, though.
Yeah, not yesterday.
They're still sore. Do you think that the right to bear arms extends to missiles?
Sure, why not?
What about nuclear warheads?
Probably not.
I think he's wrong.
Yeah, I don't think I want that on video.
So there's a study that showed that people who like bitter foods, like black coffee, tend to be high in psychopathy, narcissism, and Machiavellianism. And so I want to make the perfect psychopath meal because I like all of those things.
If I die, you know who to look for.